I'm on the streets of New York, as you might be able to guess. My God, it's been a wild week at the opening session of the United Nations General Assembly. We had a side event on tuberculosis. We had a high-level meeting on antimicrobial resistance, which really means the catastrophic consequences for human health of the excessive use of antibiotics. And of course, we had a major session on migration and refugees, followed by that endless parade and procession of the celestial hotshots representing their individual countries as they take the podium of the United Nations and profess their enduring commitment to world peace. Oh my God, it could bring tears to your eyes. But the most interesting moment, actually, was unexpected. It was the Secretary General of the United Nations, Ban Ki-moon, giving his last hurrah because he leaves at the end of the year. And a lot of his speech was open to dispute and argument, and dare I say it, even ridicule. But there was part of it which was powerful and poignant when he spoke with some considerable rage about the bombing of the humanitarian aid convoy in Syria. Now, it's pretty conclusive at this point in time that the Russians did the bombing. Or a surrogate of the Russians, or possibly the United States rather, or a surrogate of the United States, but it looks as though it was Russia. And that really leads to a matter of duplicity and hypocrisy that rankles. We're right on the cusp of appointing or selecting a new Secretary General of the United Nations. And Russia holds a veto over the process at precisely the moment when they've committed this heinous war crime. And it's true that no Secretary General will be chosen if it isn't acceptable to Russia, or for that matter, if it isn't acceptable to the United States. That's the way it works. And both these countries, but particularly Russia at this moment in time, have policies and practices that are drenched in blood. If they were any other country, they'd be hauled up before the International Criminal Court for crimes against humanity or war crimes. But because Russia is so powerful, it can avoid that consequence. It's really an ugly dimension of this facet of multilateralism. And you know what? There's not a goddamn thing we can do about it. Nobody in the world can change the veto power and the choice that will be made. Pathetic. That was last week. I'm Stephen Lewis.